Going live. G'day, guys. This is first time trialing this live video. Got some big announcements to make for the season, which kicks off in 2 nights. First pod tomorrow. Just bear with me. Just going to try and share this into the TryPod group right now. Let me just see. If you can see me or hear me, please give a comment. Please give a like. Let me know if this is working because I'm just trialing this kind of process out. All right, there's a few of us tuning in. I appreciate it, guys. As I said, first pod, just give me another minute or something, get this underway. And first pod's going to be in under 24 hours from now. Cheers, guys. Appreciate it, fellas. Okay, cool. I'll get underway with this announcement. Don't want to take up too much of your night, fellas. Just take about 10 minutes. Just basically let everyone know exactly what I'm going to aim to do this year, each week, kind of what my weekly schedule is and how exactly you guys can follow for this year and how we can make it the best possible year for the pod and keep the pod going, hopefully beyond 2021 as well. Okay, guys, so if you're tuned in, I appreciate you. Shout out to all the legends that do tune in on TryPod or on YouTube. I believe I'm live on both. Maybe you guys can comment and say whether you're watching this on Facebook or on YouTube. So basically, the first pod of the season, as you should know, the first weekly preview pod, of course, is tomorrow night. So that is round 1 preview. Already gave up one early best bet in my 2-part season preview, which hopefully you guys caught. If you didn't, you can watch the season preview anytime. Look on YouTube, look on the TryPod Facebook page, check out the podcast on Spotify or Apple iTunes, wherever you get your podcasts. And even for the next couple of weeks into the season, what I've said about each of the 16 teams joined by Clarkey is going to be pretty relevant just to how, in general, I think the teams are going to go. But for specific matchups and what you're used to, hopefully following the pod each week, that all kicks off tomorrow. Team lists have been announced this afternoon, so it's really starting to feel real, guys, which is exciting. And I just want to let you know because there are a few things I'm going to do differently, and I want to explain why. Okay, the first important point, let me just play with this. Okay, first important point is to actually catch the pod live and be the first people seeing the best bets, where the best bets are released. You need to watch on YouTube. This is going to premiere 15 minutes earlier on YouTube than it does on Facebook. And it's not, so I do suggest that you subscribe to the YouTube channel. Now, this isn't even me trying to build up the YouTube channel. This is because Facebook has removed the premiere function. And because I can't put the video as a premiere on Facebook anymore, it means that people could be skipping through the video. The second it was up, people could skip to each game and kind of get to the best bets before others had even seen it. And I just feel the fairest way for everyone is that the best bets are released and everyone has equal opportunity to see it at the exact same moment in time and then decide, do you agree with it? Do you think it's value? Do you want to jump on? Does it confirm a bet that you wanted to make? Whatever the case may be. So 15 minutes earlier, you're used to, I think I've written it wrong. In the description, I may have written 7:15 daylight savings time, but as you can see on the banner, it's going to be 6:45. So that's 15 minutes earlier for those south of the border. In Queensland, that's 5:45. Okay, so that's why it's going to be live on YouTube. To me, I think YouTube's actually a better format because you can chuck it on most of your smart TVs, you can chuck it on your computer, and then you can have your phone handy if you do want to access your betting apps. Okay, Obviously, Alex isn't doing it with me this year. You guys know that. So it's going to be mostly me doing the pod solo. I'm going to do my very best on my own, but I will bring guests from time to time just to bring in new ideas, new minds, new voices to spice things up and people that we can learn from, because there's lots of really knowledgeable guys in the group. And shout out to all the guys that have been contributing. Heaps of good information, good insights, and good tips already. And the season hasn't even started. I'm really excited for how we can all help each other, collaborate, and find lots of good value this season. All right, something else massive I'm going to trial this year is I'm going to give all the best bets for the upcoming round in the first 5 minutes of the pod. So there's a few reasons I'm going to try and do this. It's kind of like a mini pod within a pod. If you've never watched the pod before, the common feedback I get is that's too long. I'm too busy. Like I want to know your tips, but I'm not going to sit and watch for half an hour listening to you talk about it. So basically what I'm going to do is when the pod begins, I'm just going to say, these are my favorite games of the round. These are my best bets, however many I've got. And I'm going to give you my strongest reason for each best bet. So that's going to be all at the top. A lot of shows, they make you watch the whole show and then hear the best bets at the end. Or in the past, we went game by game and you heard a best bet on the game. I just think this way, everyone can tune in. If you haven't got time to watch the whole thing live, you jump on, you watch it live for the first 5 minutes. Guaranteed within the first 5 minutes, including intro, you're going to hear every best bet that I've got. Then you can decide what to do with that information. As I say, jump on if you agree, look to play the bets or whatever. And then I will roll back into traditional format and I'll go game by game, obviously. And I'll explain like why I may not have had a bet on a game, or I'll still explain leans I've got on games. And as well, I'll go into further explanation, in-depth explanation of each matchup and all the factors behind any of the best bets. So you still get the full in-depth breakdown. In saying that, being on my own, I'm definitely aiming for each pod to be under 30 minutes. So I want to keep it short and sharp, but I want it to be full of valuable information that makes it worthwhile. Don't pretend to know more about the sport of rugby league than so many other content providers out there, but I come at it with an angle that we've proven we can make money betting on it for the last 6 years. This is year number 7, so I'll do my best. The bookies, all the same as last year. So 365, Ladbrokes and or Neds, they're going to have the same odds, Sportsbet, Unibet. And the difference is I'll also add Top Sport this year. Now, I'll just talk about the Top Sport sponsorship. So they're continuing to sponsor the NRL pod this year, which I'll be honest with you guys, like over the years, we've had several opportunities to promote several other bookies, other businesses, products. We've had a lot of opportunities to make money through the pod, but we've never accepted anything that we didn't feel was beneficial to followers. And that's why I feel really lucky to have kind of got this partnership with Top Sport, because I can genuinely say they're going to help benefit anybody who punts on the NRL. And they're a bookie that's been around for a long time, but they're trying to grow and trying to get noticed. And they really have pride that they do take a genuine bet and they do offer a lot in the NRL and they specialize in the NRL. So therefore, I think it's a really good partnership. The other part about it is it's not exclusive. So it's never going to, the fact that I'm sponsored by Top Sport, it's never going to stop me sharing any best bets on any other bookie, just like normal. And it's certainly not going to make me tip something on Top Sport just because it's there. It's just the same I would if I had access to that bookie. As an additional benefit, there's going to be a custom Top Sport market for each round that will give you interest across multiple games and will be juicy value, but I'll reveal more about that in tomorrow's pod. So just key points there. Premieres first on YouTube. If you want to see the pod and hear all the best bets, the second they're released, that's where you watch it. But it will be out within 15 minutes of that on Facebook. And having said that, all the best bets are going to be in the first 5 minutes of the pod. And if you want to just watch on YouTube, then you can always come back and watch the final 20 odd minutes later or listen to it as an audio podcast. Just see if we've still got comments coming through. Okay, hopefully that seems to be working. Someone said there was a delay, but anyway, I'm getting your comments, guys, which I appreciate. Okay, and the last thing about just the pod in general, I just really appreciate your guys' support. Like we never ask for anything, but if you guys, can subscribe on the channels we're on, press the like button. It's really little things. Comment your thoughts, comment any feedback. It doesn't have to be completely positive. You can challenge anything I say or ask for a better description of anything I say. But all these little things make the difference to get the engagement. And that's what makes it worthwhile to put in the effort day in, day out through a footy season, put in the hours, the hurdles, the bloody technical difficulties, the tough days when you don't win and no one wants to know about you or know you. For the future of the pod, Alex obviously loved the pod. He didn't leave because he didn't love it, but after 6 years of hard work, he had to make the best decision for him to take up a full-time role. For me, the TryPod is definitely more hours, I would say, than most full-time jobs, but it's not my only job. I also have another job as well. So for me, I definitely am not really concerned like, can I make money in the short term? I'll make more money if more people choose to join Top Sport, but I'm not about asking you guys to do me a favor. Only join Top Sport if you think it benefits you. You make that decision for yourself. I really will measure success, and I will be happy if I can see the audience is growing. If the audience is growing, it means people who watch are sticking in there and watching it each week, and they're telling more people, and more people are watching and recommending to others. And then I know I'm doing something right. And again, it's not just me like pleading with you guys. At the end of the day, you'll watch, I hope, each week. If you think you benefit from getting the knowledge, if you benefit from enjoying a punting discussion on footy, and number one, you're going to enjoy the pod if the tips are winning. And so that's where it's not pressure on you guys to keep the pod going. It's equally pressure on me to keep it going, because I'm under no illusions. If the tips aren't going well, you guys won't be so interested. So 100%, I'm going to be giving my best to provide the best possible tips, because I think then more people will tune in. If I've got an audience growing, it gives me the confidence that I can keep the pod going into the future. That's Wednesday. Let me just move to basically Friday. So there's obviously a Thursday night football game. If I've got any tips on the Thursday game, I will always try and include those tips in the Wednesday pod, so you don't have to come back and look and see if there's more tips for the Thursday game. Any Thursday game tips will be on the Wednesday pod, but what I will do is come back on a Friday, probably early afternoon. We'll obviously still have 7 games ahead of us, and I will scan for more best bets, and there's a few reasons. One is, on Wednesday, sometimes not every market is up on every bookie, so there's certain derivative markets, totals, or whatever, incomplete number of markets that's available on Wednesday. Therefore, it's hard for me to shop around and find all the best bets. Another thing is you've got the late mail. There's players that may be in or out. You usually have a bit more information by Friday. And finally, sometimes we want the market to move, or we think the market might move in a direction that we want, and we get a better bet on Friday. So if it's like a public side or whatever the case may be, or we're waiting to find out to confirm a player. So several reasons why I'll share any additional best bets. So on Friday afternoon, you'll see the complete list of best bets, what was given out on Wednesday, and then the complete list on Friday, as well as any multis. So unless I absolutely love the Thursday game and I've got a strong player I want to include in a multi, I typically won't get around to creating any multis until Friday. And again, I'm not just going to give out multis willy-nilly. I really will be looking to utilize any advantages, any odds boosts, or anything that we can get that gives us more value, and combine a number of markets where each and every leg is value, so we can make profit for the whole season in multis as we have in the past. And there's no guarantee of any type of profit, but I will always be doing my best. Okay, then we move to Sunday, and I will be doing a live rapid reaction video, kind of like this format here that I'm just trialing tonight. And I may mostly do it solo, but I can incorporate guests. You guys know with the recap, I face the music regardless of the results, rain, hail, or shine. Also to discuss what I learned over the 8 games. So some of you guys are super lucky. You get to watch every game each weekend like I do. But many others don't get to see every game, and the final score doesn't tell you the full story. So I can be your eyes. In addition to I watch all the press conferences, I can tell you guys how I saw the action, any takeaways I have that might help us profit moving forward. The beauty of going live is I can be up and talking to you guys within 10 minutes of the final whistle. Sometimes it's nice to just watch a bunch of games and then, hear a discussion on it straight away. But if not, you can come back and watch my rapid reaction video anytime, Sunday night, Monday, Tuesday, whatever suits you. It's not going to be long. I'm going to aim for 20 minutes or under to dissect the round. And it's also going to be an audio podcast as well. So you can consume that however you like. But again, I really appreciate your engagement and your thoughts. Of course, we're always going to have game threads. You can share your tips, your insights. And again, shout out to all the guys who have been doing that. Really appreciate the interaction, and everyone's keeping it really positive. Because at the end of the day, we're all here because we enjoy punting and we love the NRL. I am always happy to talk to anybody about any aspect of punting or any aspect of footy, to be honest. I just tag at Jacob Wynn in the comments of any of the posts and hit me up there, because I like to try and save my DMs for nudes. And I just find to get so many people sliding into my DMs wanting to pick my brain on a particular game. And I'm happy to chat about it, but I just rather more people have the ability to listen rather than me have to have like a lot of the same chats with people in private messages. that's about it. Thanks to everyone who tuned in to this live video and this trial. Please let me know if it seemed all right. I'm so pumped for a massive season. As I said, under 24 hours till we got a podcast round 1 preview. Let's enjoy the footy this year. On a serious note, when I say enjoy it, I mean we can't rely on winning bets to enjoy our weekends. We have to, if punting adds excitement, that's awesome. But the fact is we have to enjoy it either way. So always bet with a responsible amount of money that it's never going to be life or death, whether you win or lose, because losing is part of punting, and don't listen to anyone who kind of tells you any different. But let's make each other better bettors. Let's help each other. Let's work together. Let's enjoy this phenomenal competition that we love. And I'll see you all in 24 hours. Lego.